So you're thinking about moving to Woodbury, Minnesota. In this video, we're going to take to the Google Maps and I'm going to show you around Woodbury. I will highlight shopping centers, neighborhoods, and logistical points of interest, so you can see what part of this beautiful suburb may fit with your budget. If you stick around till the end, I'm going to share with you some of the best kept secrets hidden in plain sight that you definitely don't want to miss. And we're going to get after it right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything that there is to know about living in the Twin Cities suburbs, then you found the right place. Click the subscribe button, tap that notification bell, and smash that like button on the way in so you can be the first one to know about the current market in the Twin Cities suburbs. My name is Garrett Hilton. We get calls, texts, and emails every single day from people just like you, looking to make their move to Woodbury, Minnesota, and asking for our help to do so. And we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, feel free, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We would be absolutely happy to make your move to Woodbury, Minnesota a smooth one. Oh, all of our information is in the description below. All right, guys, let's roll right into it. We're going to start our day out today, or our video tour, if you will, our map tour out from the MLS. I myself, as a realtor, have access to what's called the multiple listing service, and we're going to start out by showing you some of the neighborhoods. As far as, we're going to start with townhomes, then we're going to go to condos, then we're going to go to single family homes, and then we'll jump over to Google Maps and kind of give you a flair. And then we're going to walk you through some of the other cool points and little gems of Woodbury to kind of familiarize you a little bit with the city, because hopefully you're considering moving there and or around the surrounding suburbs, and we'll pepper that in along as we go. So if we look at the matrix over here, and we're going to pull up, I think, yep, we're going to pull up the active in Woodbury. We got condos here. Let's click on townhomes and we'll pop to results. We're going to go to the map. There we go. Sorry about the red. The red is the outline of actual Woodbury itself. And as you can see, the city lines, actually the city lines are a little off. Hold on one second here. Let's go like that. The magic of technology. Okay, cool. So within the city limits of Woodbury, you can see there is just an absolute smattering of townhomes that are available. You've got, let's see, 220,000. We got 269,000. We got 367,000, 374,000, 262,000. We got 375, 335, 259, 379.9. So you can kind of get an idea of the townhomes that are currently available, anywhere from 250 on upwards of 500,000 that are available on the market. And let's go to single family homes. Nope, let's go to condos. Yep, let's do condos next. Condos would be, let's do results. There are no condos. Really? Huh. Okay. Well, I guess we're not going to show you condos today. There's no condos that are active, apparently. Let's search it in another way. Not sure what's going on with that. That's strange. What about twin homes? There's one twin home available. Well, to kind of give you an idea of where that twin home will be, blam. Let's zoom out. Zoom out. So over right off 494, on the west side of it, just in that top corner of Woodbury, there's a twin home, and I know that area pretty well. There is a large concentration of twin homes over on this side here, and we'll kind of go like this. So over on the west side of 494, still within the city limits of Woodbury, you got a pretty large concentration of twin homes, townhomes, and I'm not sure why there isn't anything available currently as far as condos go, but there is a few condo complexes over here that have availability. There are a number of condo complexes around Woodbury. It's just not showing any that are currently available on the MLS. So anyway, sorry about that, but I'm sure we'll get to that in another view or another video or an updated video of the Woodbury area. So let's get rid of that stuff. Let's go back and clean that up. And we're going to go to single families here next. And we'll go like this. Okay, again, back to Woodbury. Let's cut over to criteria. Woodbury, Minnesota. We'll do just townhomes or just single family homes that are available in and around Woodbury, Minnesota, or not around, excuse me, just within the city limits of Woodbury. And then let's go to the results and click over to the map. So that re-ages. We'll hop on to, oh, we already got that. Okay, good. Okay, as you can see, we've got well over 40 properties that are available within the city limits of Woodbury, Minnesota to choose from to kind of give you an idea of the prices. We've got 975,000, there's 569, 460, 660, there's 465, there's 325, there's 495, there's 575, there's 394.9, 899.9, 679.9, 591. That's kind of an odd price. 649.9. So just to kind of give you an idea about what you're looking at for prices, so you can kind of get a feel for what's gonna as it relates to South Woodbury versus North Woodbury or East Woodbury or West Woodbury. All of these again are bordered by Afton, Minnesota. You've got Lake Elmo up here on the top. Kind of in the corner is Oakdale, and you've got North St. Paul, South St. Paul, and Newport that kind of borders it to the west. And my next favorite thing is let's go over to the Google Maps. Ha! My personal favorite because I could really use some coffee right now to wake up, right? Especially in the mornings. What do we got for coffee shops along Highway 94, which is going to be like the main vein that if you were a downtowner and that's where you work downtown, or one of the main modes of transportation through or along the north end of Woodbury, Minnesota is Highway 94. It runs east and west throughout that section of the state. Then we've also got 694, and we'll draw right here. We've got, if you look, 694 right there runs almost, well, more on the west side, and then that turns into 494, which runs down to Highway 10 and ultimately takes you way south through Cottage Grove down to Hastings. It's one of the cool motorcyclists kind of a thing to get down to the Hastings area and along in the Minnesota-Wisconsin border and the St. Croix River that runs along here. There's some pretty cool parks. We'll talk about that in a second. Generally after coffee, I mean, the next thing that's exciting to me is restaurants, man. Hey, what do we got for restaurants? The main area of Woodbury is really concentrated around and developed around Highway 94 to the north end of Woodbury, Minnesota. And was where you're going to find most of the restaurants. Now, there's a smattering of them that Google's not super descript unless you get really, really close in to be able to see it. But what I did over here on the left side is I searched restaurants in Woodbury. So like Wild Bill's, where is Wild Bill's? It's right there. Yeah, Wild Bill's is over here. And this road right here is Commons Drive. So this whole thing right here is Commons Drive. You got Commons Drive right along here. That is a main north and south vein through Woodbury. So this is going to be a main access to 294 up here, up on the top. That's 94 running across. And for your work commute, if you're going to be either to the west or to the east. Sorry, computer's a little swapped around. And next, as far as restaurants go, we were talking about restaurants. You got like the Tavern Grill. That's another one. Hazelwood Food and Drink is another good one for burgers. Tabernacle Tack Room. It's a great place for dinner. Pieta Italian Street Food It's going to be, I mean, I don't know. It's got 4.3 stars. It's got 1,300 reviews. Nice place. I've never been there personally, but they said they got Italian fast food. I don't know. When I see Italian fast food, that freaks me out. But at the same time, whatever. Who am I to judge? I haven't stopped there. I'll probably go there at some point. Texas Roadhouse is always a real staple classic. Good steak place. It's got good ambiance. It definitely has a lot of seasoned servers because Texas Roadhouse is all over the country, and there's a lot of folks that live this may sound derogatory. I don't mean it that way. My intentions are pure, but like a transient lifestyle where they'll work here for a little while. They live in their little tiny home that they carried that's like a trailer or something. Maybe they stay here during the summer. They go to Vegas during the winter or down in like the Texas area during the winter, and then they work at those restaurants and they just kind of bounce back and forth. There's folks that do that, and most of those make some of the best servers out, the career servers out there, and they're just really, really awesome at their craft. Crave, more upscale, more expensive, but a tremendous, tremendous place to get sushi and just really, really, really great dinner. Great date night out. Wednesdays or Wednesdays. Oh my gosh. Wendy's. Fast food. Fast food. Portillo's, I don't know. Put in the comments below if you've tried Portillo's. Let me know. I had their hot dogs, and I was like, this is good. I mean, it's a hot dog. Seems like a really expensive hot dog, but it's delicious. So okay, thanks Google. Woodbury Cafe, 4.3 stars. Why does 4.3 stars make a difference? Because with having that 4.3 stars, they do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's very, very difficult to get to 4.3 or even because they were just recently, I thought, like 4.6 stars. Anyways, it was a pro and cons video that I did not too long ago, and they were at 4.6 stars, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, it's very difficult to do that, especially when you're managing all three rushes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yikes. So, because you get a lot of people that, I don't know, in the mornings they're snarky, and so they leave nasty reviews if they got to sit and wait for their breakfast, when they don't really take into consideration, you should have woke up earlier. Not saying, just saying. All right, now that we've had our fill of restaurants, let's hop over to the major neighborhoods in Woodbury, Minnesota. First and foremost would be Dancing Waters. So, Dancing Waters, if you're looking at the screen, the little red thingy pops up and gets bigger. That's where we're at. Dancing Waters is on more along the eastern side of things. There's a smattering of man-made lakes and a couple of natural lakes and quite a few wetlands around that area. It's a little more sparse, and it feels more of like an executive neighborhood that feels like it's out in the sticks. It's kind of cool. They added lots of green space in that one. Stone Mill Farms is the next one. Another big neighborhood, high value neighborhood that really the properties, even when like in the crash of 2008 and in tough times, these neighborhoods, they just don't seem to really go down in value at all. If anything, they seem to go up. Bailey's Village Green West is another one. Woodbury Estates over on the west side of Woodbury. That is a price point that's anywhere from 350,000 on up to 500. As you'll notice, like Dancing Waters in most cases is 600,000 to 2 million. Same thing with Stone Mill Farms. Bailey's Village, I guess I don't really know it all that well by the name. I know I've shown houses in that area before, and very likely have sold houses in that particular labeled neighborhood that's on the Google Maps. And then, of course, you've got just like basic Woodbury neighborhoods, which is a smattering. When it's closer to 494, there's quite a few very large townhome complexes. You've got older ones that are generally quieter communities of maybe some more, I don't know, your older crowd that's looking for something more quiet. There's a blend of that. And then you've got townhomes that were built in the early 2000s that do have basements still, and they generally have like families like in the midway point. They're about ready to move into a single family home, but they're just not quite ready yet. So those are not as quiet as the 1980s, late the early 80s townhome neighborhoods, and then you've got the late 2000s into the 2020s. When you get over into like this area of Woodbury, it seems like you get to have a lot more like a younger, hipper kind of a crowd, or at least that's my personal opinion. I don't know that like that's not like statistically true from what I've researched, but I don't know, it's just kind of the feel that I get when I go into those neighborhoods. Maybe just because they're newer townhomes. I don't know. Anyway, for you shoppers out there, let's talk about shopping centers, which there is a ton of shops in Woodbury, mostly all along 94 here. Go like this. So Woodbury goes all the way down here, right? But again, like I said, around Highway 94 is an area where a lot of the construction was done because they wanted to be able to have the opportunity to bring in the people that are coming in over from Hudson, Wisconsin, and rolling through onto St. Paul over here. And I'll show you because St. Paul is just a hop, skip, and a jump away, right? It's like St. Paul's like 10 minutes away from 10. Yeah, I'd say about 12 minutes from the center of Woodbury. Maximum 15 in just like normal traffic. Organization. Oh, one thing I didn't do, hold on, is I didn't talk about. So it's Woodbury Lakes is one of the major malls. Woodbury Village is a secondary mall. Tamarack Village is a huge shopping center. Valley Creek Mall is a older, like an oldie but a goodie. It's an older late 70s shopping mall, early 80s, and around it has a ton of 1980s, 1970s townhomes and 1980s built single family homes that are in the more moderately priced range. Woodbury Commons, where are we at? Yep, Woodbury Commons. Here's a little bit newer, a little more glitzy, some bougier, fancier shops that you'll see. Some of the not as common brands, but it's they have a actual retail front for their niche market that they're in, which is kind of cool. Shops in Woodbury Village, going back over to the 1980s area. Another great one, sprawling outdoor mall, City Walk Muse. What is that? Really? I don't remember that. That's kind of cool. I have no idea what that is. I've never been there. Interesting. And then Woodbury Marketplace, been there before too. Great space, late 90s built. It was right before Woodbury Commons and Shops of Woodbury Village. These are like the most recent. Anyway, moving on. For those of you organized religion folks, there's a smattering of Judeo-Christian organized religion centers, if you will, churches. Okay, trying to be as inclusive as possible here because quite frankly, I don't want to offend anybody. I'm just, I just pulled up. Okay, so religious places in Woodbury. We've got free churches, Lutheran churches, evangelical Christian churches. There is a mosque. I think it's just outside of the city limits. And then you also have, let's see here, an additional something I wanted to point out as far as that goes. Where is it? Where'd it go? Nope, it's not even here anymore. Okay, is this it? JAAB Ministries. No, there was a Dawa that was over there for Islam religion, and there is also a Buddhist temple that is over in this area here, and I can't think of what it was called again in the moment. And let's see here, and then coming up like into the Oakdale area, there is a mosque for those practicing in the Islam religion. Yeah, so there's that. Skipping over, if parks and recreation are your thing, there is over 20 parks. They are all over the place. You got Cargo Park, Chippewa Park, Summit Point. If you watch when I'm waving over these, you can see kind of where they are. You got Chippewa Park right there. There's Summit Point Park, Bailey's Arbor Park, Valley Creek Park is super, super popular. Colby Lake Park is pretty cool because it's right by Colby Lake. Edgewater Park, which is, and I can't think of it in this moment, and I'm going to go in the next segment. We'll talk a little bit about the lakes and touch on those really quick. And again, all of this is within the city limits of Woodbury, Minnesota. Evergreen West Park, there's Pond View. Pond View's pretty big, quite popular. It's great for running the dogs. It's got a huge, intricate swing set system. Shawnee Park, Menominee Park. Oh, yeah, Powers Lake. Powers Lake Park's really cool. That's really, really big. I've brought my kids to that one. And Woodbury Central Park, too. I brought them there as well. When we were over, I was over showing houses and kind of, done for the day. And it's just like, they're like, Dad, can we go to a park? And I was like, let's pull them up. Let's check them out. Really, really great area. Cool park. Really love it. Madison's Place Playground. Super great reviews. So, I mean, check it out. Check it out for yourself. Go run through it. And especially, guys, make sure to click in the comments below if you've got other questions around this stuff. Like, feel free to just blast me, because I see all the comments. And again, you can always call my person to cell. You can call the 1-866 number, because you'll always be routed one of our office staff, or you'll be directly routed to my cell phone, especially if nobody's around and answering phones at the time. But you can always, down in the description, they've got my the 1-866 number, as well as my cell phone, which is 763-221-4009. All right, so let's head over to the lakes in Woodbury, Minnesota. The lakes in Woodbury, Minnesota. Okay, Carver Lake, far west side. Colby Lake, center of the city. Powers Lake, which is, I can't remember if this one's man-made. Nope, this one's not man-made. This one, the way it was. This is right on the edge of Dancing Waters. They're really small rec lakes, so it's nothing to write home about, but they're fine. I think the majority of them are stocked, to be honest, so you can at least fish in them. Markgraf's Lake is more towards the northeast. Law Lake, never been to Law Lake. Battle Creek Lake, definitely been there. That's really pretty. Tanner's Lake, where is Tanner's Lake? Yeah, I've seen Tanner's Lake. You drive over it. You drive right past it when you're on the Highway 94, potentially on your way in. All right, so we talked about Powers Lake, right? Remind me. And again, as it relates to the lake stuff, if you've got any questions, put it in the comments below, okay? And if you like this particular content, and it's like, dude, I don't want to be in Woodbury. I want to be in Oakdale. Do one on Oakdale. Put that in the comments, because that'll help me determine, because I take the suggestions, which is why like the first two, somebody, I had a client that was like, hey, why don't you do one about Blaine? Why don't you do one about Fridley right away? And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, we can do that. So we did. And I can do the same for you. So put it in the comments below if you've got questions. Let's see here. All right, so we got that. We got lakes. Oh, let's talk a little bit about traffic. If you're going to be a commuter, you're going to want to know, how am I going to get to work? How am I going to get around? Woodbury, Minnesota is right on the outside edge of like the belt loop. It's not called the belt loop, but it's like there's this big, huge, here, we'll flash. Let's get rid of that. We're going to flash out, or we're going to pan out. So Woodbury, there's this, which is 494, turns into 694. That runs all the way up and around the cities in Minnesota and wraps around the southern side of the Twin Cities in Minnesota as well. And that's 494 and 694 right there. You've got your main vein that runs kind of in the middle of everything. And there's two of them. One's called 35E, one's called 35W. So you've got 35E that runs right down the center of St. Paul, and right down and meets up with 35, what's called 35W. 35W runs up more on the western side and goes directly through Minneapolis and on up through Arden Hills, Shoreview, and north to Duluth. And again, so let's see here, where are we at? Oh man, now I've lost my spot. You've got the park and ride where's 94? Yeah, here's 94. And so we'll change the color of this. Let's go a pretty green color. Yep. So this is 94. It's running through the cities. And if you're not somebody who wants to be driving and you are a commuter and you want to work with somebody that you find out, hey, you live in Woodbury too? That's awesome. Let's ride together in the morning. You've got in-park and Ojibwe parking lot right there in one's off of 494, one's off of 94 in right on the cusp or edge of Woodbury, which is super, super nice to utilize that to save on gas money when you're heading into downtown. Could be 4 suits in the car or pantsuits, however you want to call it, or Rockstar, business cash, folks in the car. Anyway, so that's a brief overview of the Google Maps view of the city of Woodbury, and I think that's about it that we've got for this segment. So yeah, all right, good. Hey y'all, thanks again for watching. My name is Garrett Hilton again, and whether you're making your move in 9 days or 90 days, feel free to give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, and oh my gosh, set up a Zoom call with us. We would love that opportunity to make your move to Woodbury, Minnesota a smooth one. And our contact information is in the description below. You stay classy.